let's say I have a box here on a perfectly smooth floor, and I have a certain force. Okay, let's say a force of 10 newtons. I have this force that's pushing at the ball. I'll call that F. So I push it with a constant force, and this box, it is at first it is at rest, and when I start pushing it with the 10 Newton force, the box starts moving, and it goes faster and faster, accelerates. Now, and let's say it reaches this position. Okay, it reaches here after a time. Let's say after 1 second. So after 1 second, it reaches here. Okay. Suppose that okay, let me just take for example. Suppose that its distance traveled is, say, 2 meters. So distance traveled is 2 meters. Now I'm interested in how much work I've done per second. So I'm interested in this the work done per second. Okay, so as I push it every second, I have to do work, right? Because I'm applying this force and I'm moving it over a distance. The work done per second, we can find the work done per second if I know how much work I've done, say W, and how much time has passed, the time, the number of seconds. So if I divide work done per second by time, okay, my answer would just be the work done per second. Now, this idea of a work done per second has a name. It is called power. I'll represent it by P. It is called power. So this is one way in which power, this quantity called power, can be defined in physics. So in this example, if I want to now calculate my power that I apply to the box, I would take the work done and divide by the time. Now the work done is force times distance. That's 10 times 2. 10 times 2, and the time is 1 second. So this gives me 10 times 2 is 20. Okay, now 20, if you look at the units for work and time, work is joules, time is seconds, so I can write this as joules per second. Now joules per second is also called watts in physics, right? Or you can call it 20 watts. So W stands for watts, W-A-T-T-S, watts. So W means the same thing as joules per second, and we use the symbol W for the units of power in SI units. Okay. Now coming back to this idea of work done per second, to in the definition of power, we really want to make it a bit more general. That means, what if it's not per second, but can it be per hour or per minute and so on? Yes, that's fine. That's also called power. So just so that we don't restrict ourselves to per second, we would describe, right, in physics, we would define power. Instead of saying work done per second, we would say power is we can say there are two ways to do this. We can say power is the work done. Actually, there's three ways, right? Let's do that one by one. Power is the work done per, now instead of second, I would just say per unit time. Unit time. So unit time is just an abstract way of saying that it can be it can be 1 unit of any unit of time. So just an example. So unit time would be, for example, it could be 1 second. That's a unit of time, or 1 minute. That's a unit of time, or even 1 day. That's a unit of time. Just any unit of time is okay. So that's what we mean when we say work done per unit time. Okay, so that's actually one way to define power. Now, another way to say per unit time, is to call it the rate of change. Rate of change. So rate of change often means the same thing as per unit time. So rate of change of the work done. Now there is actually yet another way of describing power, and that's the idea of energy. Now if I do work, what happens is that the energy from my hand, or my body, through doing the work, is changed into kinetic energy of the box. As the box moves with a certain velocity, it gains kinetic energy. So there is this conversion of energy, right, from one form to another, from the chemical energy inside my body that I got from my food, my lunch that I ate today, into the motion, this kinetic energy of the moving box. So there is an energy conversion. So there is another way to say it also, which sounds a little bit more abstract. We can call it the energy converted per unit time. Okay, so there are all these different ways of saying it, and they really all mean the same thing. Just different ways of looking at the situation.